Chapter 24. One of the first things done by the curate Tattoo, after his new vicars had been chosen, was to divide by casting lots his large parish into 4 parts. My lot gave me the northeast of the parish, which contained the Quebec Marine Hospital. The number of sick sailors I had to visit almost every day in that noble institution was between 25 and 100. Having no place there to celebrate Mass and keep the Holy Sacrament, I soon found myself in what at first seemed to me a grave difficulty. Frequently I had to administer the viaticum, Holy Communion, to a dying sailor. Till then I had never carried the good God to the dying without being accompanied by several people walking or riding on horseback. I would wear a white surplice over my long black robe to strike the people with awe. A man ringing a bell would go before me to announce to the people that the great God was passing by, that they had to fall on their knees in their houses, or along the public roads, or in their fields, and adore him. This went well in St. Charles or Charlesborough, but could I do that in Quebec, where so many miserable heretics were more disposed to laugh at my God than adore him? In my zeal and sincere faith, I was, however, determined to dare the heretics of the whole world, and to expose myself to their insults rather than give up the supreme respect and adoration which were due to my God everywhere. Twice I carried him to the hospital with the usual solemnity. In vain my curate tried to persuade me to change my mind. He then kindly invited me to go with him to confer with the bishop. How can I express my dismay when the bishop told me, with a levity which I had not yet observed in him, that on account of the Protestants whom we had to meet everywhere, it was better to make our God travel incognito in the streets of Quebec. He added in a high and joking tone, "Put him in your vest pocket, as do the rest of the city priests. Never aim at being a performer and doing better than your venerable brethren in the priesthood. We must not forget that we are conquered people. If we were masters, we would carry him to the dying with the public honors we used to give him before the conquest. But the Protestants are the stronger. Our governor is a Protestant, as well as our queen. The garrison which is inside the walls of their impregnable citadel is composed chiefly of Protestants. According to the laws of our holy church, we have the right to punish, even by death, the miserable people who ridicule the mysteries of our holy religion. But though we have that right, we are not strong enough to enforce it. We must then bear the yoke in silence. After all, it is our God himself, who in his inscrutable judgment has deprived us of the power of honoring him as he deserves. If, in his good providence, we could break our fetters and become free to pass again the laws to prevent the heretics from settling among us, then we would carry him as we used to do in those happy days. But, said I, when I walk in the streets with my good God in my vest pocket, what will I do if I meet any friend who wants to shake hands and have a joke with me? The bishop laughed and answered, Tell your friend you are in a hurry, and go your way as quickly as possible. But if there is no help, have your talk and your joke with him, without any scruple of conscience. The important thing in this delicate matter is that the people should not know we are carrying our God through the streets, incognito, for this knowledge would surely shake and weaken their faith. The common people are more than we think kept in our holy church by the impressing ceremonies of our professions and the public mark of respect we give to Jesus Christ when we carry him to the sick. For the people are more easily persuaded by what they see with their eyes and touch with their hands than what they hear with their ears. I submitted to the order of my ecclesiastical superior, but the jocose way in which we had spoken of that awful and adorable mystery of the church left the impression that he did not believe one iota of the dogma of transubstantiation. It took several years before I could accustom myself to carry my God in my vest pocket as the other priests did, without any more ceremony than a piece of tobacco. So long as I was walking alone, I felt happy. I could silently converse with my Savior, and give him all the expression of my love and adoration. But no words can express my sadness when, as was often the case, I met some friends forcing me to shake hands with them and begin one of those idle talks so common everywhere. With the utmost efforts, I then put on a smiling mask to conceal the expressions of adoration and earnestly cursed the day when my country had fallen under the yoke of Protestants. How many times I would pray to my wafer God, whom I was personally pressing to my heart, to grant us an opportunity to break those fetters and destroy forever the power of Protestant England over us. Then we should be free again to give our Savior all the public honors which were due to his majesty. Then we should put in force the laws by which no heretic had any right to settle and live in Canada.